Hey guys, Chris with Life and Real Estate, and we're gonna do a little life slash, motivational video today, right? So that's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna have a pretty cool video for you guys. Maybe this weekend, I am going up to do a showing for a client um, that they can't be there, so they're kind of relying on my eyes, videos that I can take or pictures I can take, so that they can make their decision. So I'm gonna bring you guys along for that and let you see how I do what I do. Um, so let's get into this video about the little motivational thing here. So what are we going to address today? Today, we're going to address what not doing what you want to do is costing you, right? So I really want you to think hard about this one and, put your mind to it and think about your current situation you're in, what it is that you want to do, and what you're doing to achieve that, and what are the costs of it not becoming the primary focus in your life. So let's start off with, let's say, some of the things that can be impacting you on a daily basis. So let's say instead of pursuing your whatever it is that we're pursuing in your case, like for me, it's building a business. For you, it could be, I don't know, losing 50 pounds by the end of summer. I don't know. Regardless, let's just say one of the things that come up is the extra stress that comes from not having that goal or that business, that whatever it is, that can create a great deal of stress if you're trying to work on something, but you're still stuck doing the same old day to day, and you're not making any progress on it. Well, just remember, every little small victory is still progress. You have to kind of take it in little by little, and watch it grow. Don't just, we've talked about this before. You can't just go for the big end game without taking all those little tiny steps in between. So let's kind of keep that in mind. Um, if you're not working on it and you're not taking those smaller steps, you can put a lot of undue stress on yourself. And we all know that excess stress is not good for you, and it can be pretty harmful, and it can affect your life, and you may not even know it. Um, Me, for example, I still have some stressful things here and there, but I'm learning to manage it a lot better. I'm trying not to let things bother me as much, and because my stress levels have started to go down, my overall attitude and look on life has gotten a lot better. And I think that has been a big killer for me. Is just letting the stress get to me. So that would be my first set of advice. Try and take pride in the little steps that you're doing to achieve your longer term end game, whatever that happens to be. Uh, when you start taking pride in that and you start feeling good, your stress levels start to go down, and that's just overall good for your health. All right, so what else could it be costing you? Well, let's say my situation. I will open up a little here. Let's say for me, the one of the things for me is that it's hindering my ability to make a better living, right? So, um, not being able to get out there and do everything that I want to do because of lack of funding or whatever the case may be, it's hindering my ability to increase my revenue stream, right? So, my end goals are going to be completely different from your end goals. Um, that's just no two people are going to be the same, right? We all have different things, wants, and needs that we want to do in our lives. So for me, I'm pushing harder and harder to get this really to take off, and then once it does, I'm going to see that benefit, but I'm taking all these little steps in between to get there. And that comes right back to the stress thing. Once all the hard work is starting to pay off, it doesn't mean you stop doing the hard work. You keep doing it, and you just keep going. um, and eventually, it pays for itself in spades. um, and when that happens for me, I'll be the first one to tell you all. So it'll give you kind of something to aspire to, that, I've been on this journey and here's my progress. You guys are kind of like um, my accountability partners, right? You're seeing how I'm progressing as I go, and I have no problem sharing things with you guys. I mean, I'm not going to release my financial details and things like that because, well, you don't need to know that. Um, but needless to say, you'll know when things are starting to really happen for me, because you'll probably see a noticeable change in my attitude, and even in the videos. Um, I try and keep pretty positive and stay as hyped as I can be. Uh, you work all day. It's pretty tiring by the time I'm doing videos. Um, Even when I'm out picking up my son when we're on the road, so it's not that I'm not enthusiastic. It's just I'm probably exhausted because I'm working pretty hard, and I'm spending long hours doing things. So you have to be willing to put in that commitment, and like I said, it'll pay itself in spades. So for me, it costs me money to not pursue this hard and fast, but doing it the right way so that I'm not rushing into it. I'm actually doing things accurately, but in an effective, quick manner. Make sense? So that would be number two. And number three kind of plays into the others, right? And I'm going to think we're going to end it on this number three here. Number three is how it affects your life overall as a whole. Um, if you're not achieving what you want to do and what you're setting your mind for, or what you want your future to be, then whether you are consciously aware of it or not, it's breeding negativity in you. For a lack of better words, it's just breeding negativity. Um, you know, you may not be ecstatic about doing something that you used to love and enjoy. Um, you could be on the borderlines of maybe even approaching some depressional type symptoms. Um, and by all means, if you feel like you have depression, please do seek help. There are lots of folks and things out there that are willing to help you. I'm not a professional in that department. All I can ask is that you take care of your mental health as well, right? So, um, it affects your life in that way. And when you're not really thinking about it, and you're breeding this negative aura out to people, it affects the others around you too, and they notice it when you're not um, in a great place, or that you just don't seem to be the way you used to be. That's usually the first thing that most people notice about you if they've known you for a long time. And that's why you get those questions like, "Hey, you all right?" Well, if you're letting your life run you rather than you running your life, so it kind of comes back to that full circle thing, where all three of these factors can really play into, you know, what is the cost of not pursuing what you want to do. Um, and it doesn't have to be some big, huge thing. Like, starting a business for me, that's a huge undertaking. Um, but it's still doable to me. Um, it doesn't have to be huge stuff like that. It could be smaller goals, like you want to get yourself out of debt. Good thing to have. It's a great thing to want to do. Or it could be, like I said before, you want to lose 50 pounds by the end of the summer. It's a great goal to have. It's good for your health, and it's good to make you feel better. You look and feel better, so it's a win. You don't. It doesn't have to be big stuff. It could take pride in all the little things that you can do too. Um, and what may be little to some people could be huge for you. You have to take pride in what you're doing, not what everybody else thinks. So, um, kind of, you got to think about that kind of stuff. Um, so I think that's kind of the big three there, is that things that are affecting you. What does it cost to not be pursuing your end goals, your dreams, and your ultimate, what it is you're trying to do. Um, so I encourage you all to keep going forward and really hone in on it. What is it you're trying to do, and really keep going and pushing on those steps, and just work your way towards it. I promise that by the time you get to the points, you're going to reach a point in that process where it's going to be like, this is great. I'm so happy I'm doing this. And you're going to start seeing those changes. But you're planting those little seeds that are going to eventually grow into something bigger. And once that happens, the feeling will be unmistakable. I mean, I've done things like this before, not quite to the large scale that I am now, but I have done smaller things like this in the past, and the feeling is just there's no words. So I really want to push you guys to keep going and do what it is that you're looking to do, because the reward, mm, I don't have any words for it. I really don't. So I hope you found that information helpful. Um, and we'll talk about something probably real estate to get us prepared for the weekend video that I'll be doing. Yes, I am going to try and do a weekend video for you this time. Um, so we'll kind of go from there. Um, but we'll we'll pick it up from that time. So keep it positive, stay blessed, and I'll see you guys in the next video.